Good afternoon. This is Capital Babylon, and I want to talk to y'all about the urgency of time and judgment. I want to give my disclaimer. These videos are not for people that don't believe, but this is on for people that's either on the fence. They're the people that believe, and some of us they're struggling a little bit. That's believing right now. It's like we're in some very volatile times. I know y'all heard me say that a lot, and it sounds irritating, but we are in some volatile times. Some times they're very unstable, and it's a lot of people are unstable right now. There's so much fear going on with the monkeypox thing, and we got still dealing with COVID, and we still dealing with the the weather situation. You know what I'm saying? This like the hottest time it ever been in history. As far as I know, as I know, I had never seen it been this hot in so many years. At least this meant this hot this long. Because normally we have like heat waves and streaks. You know what I'm saying? Probably be hot for a couple of weeks and then we get a rain and it kind of cool off for a minute. But yeah, man, they said we have been in a heat wave for a number of days before we even got our first rain. And by the time the rain hit, you know what I'm saying? But we got first rain, it didn't do nothing but make it hotter. You know what I'm saying? So, we live in some horrible times. We got wildfires still going on. We still got floodings back in India. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that's going on there. We got a lot of fish dying. A lot of people don't know that there are fish dying by the thousands. Um, Whales beaching themselves. And they had a few. I think last year they had found like 12 or 13 whales that was on the beach, and they tried to pull them back in the water, and they beached themselves again. What's going on in this world? You know what I'm saying? Something going on that that's not being told. There's a lot of things you're not gonna see on CNN and on these other outlets. You know what I'm saying? You got to go to other news outlets to be able to see what's going on. Uh, I'm not gonna get into that right now, but I just want to give y'all let y'all know how volatile the times are. You know what I'm saying? People, the food, they got the food issues, and then you got the farmers, you got the economy, the people feeling the pinch of the economy. So people are unstable right now. I done had a couple of customers I've been dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Been ministering to. You know what I'm saying? They had some. They've been talking to me about certain things. You know what I'm saying? How unstable they are. You know what I'm saying? The family is unstable right now, and that's one of the number one thing. The family is unstable. You got fathers and mothers is not doing what they supposed to do. Now the fathers not. There's a lot of people in the house, but they not in the house. I put it like that. Then you got some people that's out here putting on a facade like things is all good, but in the heart they not right now. And so a lot of people there still dealing with trauma. You know what I'm saying? That's not getting any help. And I used to be a person that used to be against therapy, but right now I'm very well, at this point now in my life I'm very into therapy right now. You know what I'm saying? Where people can get some there, not just pray to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? That's why He got people with different skill sets, bless people with different skill sets to help people along the way of getting recovery. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be drugs or alcohol or just childhood. Some people that been through abuse and still hadn't got any help, and they still walking around with their trauma in their lives right now. You know what I'm saying? But they still carrying, they still passing on that trauma. They don't realize that uh, they feel like that they okay and they just moving on, but they forget that if they got children, that same trauma is being passed on to their children because their children see those things. And a prime example, if you watch that, I think I watched that show called P Valley. It's a girl in there that's dealing with that, but her children is witnessing all that stuff that's going on. So it's not just her being affected; it's the children gonna be also affected those same things, that same abuse. So get help. You know what I'm saying, for the most part. And I'm trying not to make this video long, but let me get back to the video at hand. That this video is about the urgency of time and judgment. Like I said, I did a video about 2 years ago uh, about judgment with the video with the the dream started out with me and my wife together, and we walking, and my daughter was walking. It was a pretty sunny day. We were no clouds out, but the sun was out, but it was pretty. And we walking, and I seen a flash happen, and I didn't see my wife on my side no more. And then I turned back. My daughter was gone. I didn't see where she went to. And then the sun kind of unraveled. You know what I'm saying? Basically, just unraveled basically what it was. But it was still light outside. I still could see. It was, it was still blue outside. And then all of a sudden, the ground disappeared. Then the blue went away, but it was in a dark space like. And in this situation, that this being grabbed my arm, and it was like it was taking me to this thing. It was like a building from a distance. It looked like it didn't look real, but it was like this building that had floors on it, but it didn't have any columns on. So each one of the floors was like this, basically floating, and those people in there. And the closer I got to them, I see a lot of women, seen a whole lot of women in there, kids, children, like school, like teenagers, age. Uh, and then I saw a lot. I saw a few older people, a few older people that was in there, and I saw very few men in there. You know what I'm saying? Because, but where I was at, I couldn't see everybody because the building was very wide, and it was very massive in height, and there was a light at the very back of it. And so this being brought me and took me on one of the floors where all these people was in there, but there are people that we was in there, but we couldn't talk to one another. We can see each other, but we couldn't talk to one another. So we could see people opening their mouths, but we couldn't hear what was going on. And then all of a sudden, you start seeing us start separating. And all you start seeing everybody start separating off. And then it's like this clear wall happened over there, but I couldn't see it. Then after a while, the clear wall was almost like a mirror almost, where I couldn't see nothing else at that point, but see nothing but the light at the back. So when that happened, then the Most High, I guess it was the Most High was talking. Was like, I'm disappointed in you, Eric. I'm like, what I do? Because for a minute I was confused about where I was. I didn't know what in the world going on. And it was like, and I was like, man, I said, I'm in judgment. I said, man, what in the world? I said, I'm going to hell. I said, this is gonna be bad. This is bad. And he was like, I'm disappointed in you. And I'm like, well, and I couldn't say anything at the time. And my mind was saying a lot, but my mouth couldn't say anything. And I was at that time, my body was like, I can see a silhouette of myself. I couldn't physically see my hand, how I can see my hand, I can see through myself. And like I said, in my mind, I was like, I'm going to hell right now. I said, this is bad. And so he was like, I'm disappointing you. He said, but it's not all your fault. He said, it's somebody in your past passed on fear in you. And I was like, man, what in the world? And so my chest, I can see through my chest. It was like something right here in my chest. It was like a light inside my chest. Then it's just projected a screen, a free floating screen in front of me. And it started showing me things that happened in my past. And I'm not gonna go through all that stuff in this video for time's sake. And it started showing me things that happened in my life, stuff I had totally forgot about. I'm talking about I hadn't thought about stuff like this. And really, I never even thought about this stuff throughout my adult life. I mean, I'm knocking at 50, and I'm still looking like, man, I had forgot about a lot of things that happened, and it just gave me a sense of, realizing how much things that happened in your past carry on into your in your childhood, how it carry on into your in your adult life, and it can hold you back from a lot of things if you don't get delivered and free from it. Because a lot of times people think just because you go get a car and get blessed like that you're okay. But a lot of times you don't ask the Most High to come in your life and get rid of the trauma and first expose the trauma first. Because that's what we're in fear of. We're in fear of the exposure of the trauma first. Whether it be abuse. You got some people out here, they fearful of being alone from parents walking away from them and abandoning them. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of people that feel like that. So, that's a lot of things. That's like a whole another conversation that we're probably gonna have in the future. But anyway, And he started talking to me like all the stuff that that's supposed to done because he called me into ministry, and I never fully went into it. I went into it in spurts, and there's some things that happened with me between me and my dad. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother thing. But and I allowed my frustration and some things that happened in my past to move me away from it. So I continued. I started doing videos on social media. Uh, I'm not to say I'm a pastor or nothing like that, but he called me in to be a representation of him and to warn his people about the errors of their ways and the things that's going on, and then also to teach myself to overcome my issues. You know what I'm saying? Things that I feel short at. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a thing where when you're being called that you always be a teacher and always teaching other folks. We're supposed to be learning from ourselves too. Uh, so and he told back to the dream. He continued to tell me about the things that I didn't do, and then a part that really startled me was he started showing me that the people that my life is supposed to affect it, and I think that was a part that I was really afraid of. And he showed me people that I would have never in my life thought I'd be there, because they took me to a part of my life where when I first started preaching for the first time, and and how people was listening to me and people was being life was being changed by the way I was speaking. And I'm like, man, I let that time and I let those things, my personal issues, intervene with what Most High wanted me to do, and now it's costing me later on. You know what I'm saying? So that you really got to be careful when the Most High is trying to move you and try to change things in your life, because your life is supposed to affect somebody's life. You know what I'm saying? And you might be the very thing that hold those people up. It might be the very thing that can change those people's lives and make them because like I said, it's like give you a prime example, like how um Joseph played a part in the Bible when we said Joseph played a small part in the raising of Jesus, who y'all call Jesus, named Yahshua, you know. But the people take the small things and magnify, the people that sit in the pulpit and think that their lives is minute and not it's not affecting. But the people, the people that's out there that's in the congregation, y'all have the biggest roles of anything. The pastor can only do so much. His job is only to teach you and give you a direction. Your job is to go out there and minister to the people and to bring the people in. But that's a whole nother story. Let me get back to the dream. And so in the dream, after he told me all that, you know what I'm saying, I woke up. Literally, I woke up out of the dream. I had to use the restroom. I went to the restroom and I laid back down. I was already kind of crazy. And I laid back down and I was like, man, I said, man, what in the world? And I went back to sleep, and the dream picked right back up. Y'all, I promise you, this is about the craziest thing I had ever went through. The dream picked right back up from when I left. I had never been through nothing like this before. Every reason I know it had to be something through the Most High, because I'm talking about, I literally woke up. This is not dreaming. I got up, used the restroom. Normally when I walk on a cold floor, I'm woke for a while, but I immediately went right back to sleep, and the dream picked back up. And so in the dream, the being, after he got through telling me all the stuff about the stuff I need to be doing, the being grabbed me and pulled me out of the structure. And so when he pulled me out of structure, I started the structure for what it is, and I said everybody in this structure is going through judgment. But also before he pulled me out, he said, I'm not done with you yet, because I need you to go tell everybody about this. And so that's the reason why when I see them videos and I talk about the kingdom of God is at hand, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. This is real, y'all. I don't care what y'all say, what people trying to tell y'all that God ain't real, man. This stuff was real, man. I promise you, I experienced this thing. This was like the most realest. I have visions been throughout my childhood, but this is like the realest thing I had ever been through in my entire life. I'm talking about I done had some dreams that I was kind of questioning about things and a lot of stuff that happened. But this right here, this experience here, will change my whole entire life, man. Because I cannot not put this in the back of my head, because it was too real for me. You know, I'm not like get up, get a couple people and tell you I'm crazy or whatever. You can say whatever you want to, man. I'm about the people that know me know I'm a sane person. I'm very analytical, and I know when things is wrong. I know when things are right. You know what I'm saying? But you can't tell me that I didn't experience this. But to show y'all the urgency of it, you know what I'm saying? When that Ben pulled me out, I was able to see the building for what it is. Then when he pulled me out, I was able to look at the light that was up under my feet. And it was when I looked down that light, man, I actually got a chance to see, man, it was a sea of people that was down there. That was in this lava-like stuff. It wasn't lava, but it was like a red, whatever it was, and people was literally on fire. You know what I'm saying? They was not being burnt up. They was literally on fire down there. They were hollering and screaming at the top of their lungs. I had never heard a cry like that in my entire life, y'all. I had never heard nothing like that in my life. You can't not pull this out your head, man. I don't care what kind of person you is and how strong you think you is. You can't not see that again. You know what I'm saying? And not hear that stuff, man. And periodically, my mind take me back to it. And also, especially when I go out and do something, I feel like it's not like the Most High. I feel like it's not like the Most High. And that particular part of my life convicts me and asks me to go back and for forgiveness and stuff like that. But when I saw that, man, it really hurt me. See that many people down. I'm talking about, it was so many people, y'all. I'm talking about like ants down there. There was so many of them. They were hollering and screaming. And then just when I seen that, you know what I'm saying, then it was like I looked up. It was a bunch of clouds cut off into the space. It was like a U shape where it was like a bunch of people that was up there. And I was able to see my wife up there. You know what I'm saying? It sounds crazy, y'all, but I saw my wife up there. I never know where my daughter went to, but I know my wife was up there, and she was, and you actually see that they were looking down at everything that was going on. It was like you were pretty blue up there. It was like a little cloud, but it was U-shaped, cut. It was a lot of people that was looking down. It wasn't many people that was down there, but it was a bunch of people that was looking down at what was going on. What the people that was going through judgment, and the people that was down there, because some people that even go to judgment at all. I want to make sure I'm clear on that. The part of the dream. Some people just drop. Didn't go in the building at all. They just dropped. They ain't experienced it. So, and I know I went over this video, I had a lot of things to unpack in this video, man. But they just want to make sure that y'all hear the urgency of reason why I did this video. But we are in some times where you got to throw the Bible tells that everybody's gonna have to give account of what they did in this world. Whether it's good or bad, the stuff that people don't see, that you think the Most High is not seeing, the Most High see everything. And we're going to have to give account of it. You can take it how you want to take it. You can look at this video and roll past it and think that this stuff they're going to change what's going to happen. It's not going to change what's going to happen, y'all. You can not believe and think that they're going to change nothing. No, it's not going to change anything. Judgment is going on right now. So if it's some things that you need to change about your life, it's time to get it right now. You know what I'm saying? I know people are dealing with death. I know people got other stuff, but right now, those people that lost those people, time is already, they can't do nothing. You can't do nothing about it and change what happened with them, but you can do something about your life and the lives your life affect. So there's your responsibility right now, to make sure that if you got children that they go through and they understand, and make sure that they don't deal with the same trauma. You pass your trauma on to them, and make sure they understand who the Most High is in your life, and they understand that this thing is not a joke, y'all. Everybody's not getting a chance to get it right. So if you're a believer right now, or you're on the fence about believing, it's time to get it right, y'all. You can't party your way out of this one and say that you got tomorrow. Tomorrow don't come for everybody, and it's proven that these last 2 years have been proof of that. That so many people have passed in these last few years than I ever seen in my entire life. So this is my warning. Y'all get it right, man. If you got some people that you need to forgive, or you got some things you need to get right with people, been talking behind people's back and dogging people out, and it's time to get it right. You know what I'm saying? If you got a mother that you ain't talked to, or a daughter you ain't talked to, or a son you ain't talked to, it's time to get it right, because everybody ain't got a chance to get it right, man. And if you need, even if them people gone on, and you need to ask for forgiveness, ask the Most High to forgive your life, man, and get it right. Because when your name is called, it's a wrap. And then from that point on, everything in your life, you gotta give account of it. So it's just me. I'm trying to be obedient, because the Most High been whooping me, because I supposed to have been done this video a long time ago. But he showed me the urgency of I need to do this video like now. And so this is not gonna be the only time I repeat this video. So it is what it is, y'all. I'm out of here, y'all. I love y'all. And I hope this video helps somebody. Peace.